am I right in assuming that you write the lyrics for Lost Alone?
Yeah, I write everything.
Everything?
Lyrics and music, yeah. It's like all my songs,
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not like a kind of ego crazy thing. It's just that's what I write them songs and the music and the words, and Alan and Mark play it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's just what I'm good at. That's the one thing I can do.
Oh, come on.
No, I think everyone's got like a talent,
Yeah.
and like that's my one thing I can do. I just hear music all the time.
You hear music all the time?
Yeah, like just all the time. I don't listen to other bands. Because I think if I listen to other bands, I'll be getting influenced by it, and so I like to go on walks, or just like I love being in Europe, like when you're travelling and you're just looking out the window and just seeing all the country go by. I just hear music, and then I never use an instrument. I always like have a song in my head, and then if it's good enough, I'll remember it by the time I get to the guitar. But if it isn't, then it never ends up.
Really?
If it stays in my head, then it'll become a song. Yeah.
That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
And do you start with like the music, or is it like lyrics that pop up? Or?
It's weird. Sometimes I'll just have lyrics and I'll write them down, and then they'll end up fitting to it. But normally, it sounds weird. Normally, it'll be from rhythm. Like if I'm walking and I'm feeling something, and then that will kind of turn into like, instead of me just feeling like it'll turn into like that's going and all over the place, and then I just start hearing like the melodies coming, and then kind of I've always got a notebook with me that I'm like scribbling things down. Yeah. So it's kind of all at one go really. Yeah. I'm not one of these people who sit down and go, I'm going to write a song. It just kind of always like comes and stuff.
Yeah, automatically.
Yeah.
So when does it usually come? Like you say on walks, but is there anything that triggers that?
Well, I mean, there's two kind of ways for me. One is when I go, I'm going to go on a walk because I know that'll inspire a song. And then also in making our new record, it was very much like, this is when you're making it, you've got to have an album. So I just made myself wake up every day and know I was writing songs, and I demoed on my laptop at home like 123 songs. And I was sending to our label in America like 2 new songs a day, fully recorded, that I'd written that day. I just went like on a real... I just thought I've got this opportunity, we just signed a record deal, I'm not going to let this I'm going to write the best album. And I just spent like, there was 2 months where I was basically in my dressing gown, like I'm now. And I just wasn't leaving my flat, everyone was coming round and kind of seeing me. I was like, I'm like, I was just a slob, and people bring me food, but I was just writing like crazy, and it was great. And then we just, went and made an album, so it felt good, yeah.
Does the music reflect who you are as a person, like deep down?
Yeah, I think it can't not. I mean, the music is what I am, really. Yeah. Like I said, like it's the only thing that I feel that I'm like going to leave to the world when I'm dead. So it's just kind of is my thing, everything about it.
It's funny that you say that, because I've seen you guys a couple of times now.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I always listen to music and I get like moods from music. Yeah. And the mood that I get from listening to you guys is like, I don't know, this mix between either melancholy but also someone who's very determined, who wants to go there.
That's quite really, really accurate, actually. Yeah, because I think the determination in this band is, we are 100% focused on achieving what we want to do. But yeah, there is that kind of like melancholic kind of edge to it. I think there's quite a lot of hope, but it is all coming from. I'm not saying we're not like depressed band or anything, but like I find that my favourite songs I write do come from the more frustrated like kind of way of thinking, and when I am feeling down, which isn't very often at the moment actually, because everything's great. But things can, in this industry that we're in, things can take a long time, and sometimes that can like really affect you,
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the most accurate descriptions of our band I've ever heard. So I like that a lot. Yeah, I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to ask a little bit about the lyrics, but I'm going to be really honest.
Yeah.
And,
you can't understand them.
Well, I don't know them enough yet.
Yeah.
From seeing them live, it's hard for me. Maybe also
course,
because I'm foreign to get them.
Probably not because you're foreign. Just because when I'm on stage, I'm probably not even. I'm just like, it's pretty. It's such an intense thing being on stage. Like, I think when we're headlining, a lot more attention can be taken into the fact that I want to make sure everyone hears every single word I'm saying, and they know, when you're doing shows like this, sometimes you're getting 10 minutes to set your stuff up, and the focus is on make sure the sound is right, and not checking that I'm going to have the best vocal sound. And so a lot of it is just it's more about when you're supporting. For me, it's about going on, and hopefully what we've done with like yourself and stuff is going on, making an impact, so that you guys go, I'd like to check them out. You know, that's what it is. It's not about us trying to, you know, I don't know, we're not trying to steal the show, or it's just about us coming on and going, you know, we've got this massive audience, we want to capture them, and hopefully they'll like then come and see us, you know. So but the lyrics are really important to me. I don't think I like any music, like any band that hasn't got, if lyrics are rubbish, I just can't like it. I just can't help it. And it maybe that's a bit snobbish, but for me it's kind of like I need to feel like somebody's took their time and wrote good lyrics. And I love words. That's like my favourite thing, you know.
But you really live music, don't you? Cause
I
am very amazed by the passion that you have, and I love seeing that because there's another band that I see that same passion. And you can guess who that is.
Right, I'm sure I can. Yeah.
But that is wonderful to see, because okay, you're in an industry, but it's still one of the most genuine arts that is out there.
Yeah, definitely. The from the band's point of view, I mean, you can't lose sight of the fact that this whole organisation that's here today, all the crew, all the everything, it's all down to the fact that, you know, 4 or 5 guys in my camp have done what we're trying to do. The same thing. They love music. This is what it's for, and it's such an amazing thing that, you know, us and them are here, and it's all because, like, you know, Gerard and them guys and sat in their bedrooms and dreamt it up. And then for us, you know, I heard Helena in a club in Derby, and I instantly knew there was a connection between my band and my camp. I just knew it. And how bizarre is it that it ends up that we're friends and, you know, we're on tour together. Music is a really uniting thing, and it really does brings fans together, and people like us all chatting now. But it also is no different. It brings bands together. You can really. It's just a bizarre thing, but it's an amazing thing to be part of.
Have you ever thought about why that is? Like, why can music do that and just words can't?
I mean, for me, like I can't, you know, say it for everyone, but on a personal thing, something that happens to me when, you know, like, and it doesn't have to be like the kind of music, you know, it doesn't have to be rock music or something, but, you know, I always say, like, there's a section in a Madonna song, Like a Prayer, and there's a middle section in it where the chord changes just every time, make my spine shiver. It's just something about them chords, and that is the main difference. Like, if something can make that happen to your body, and it's just on a headphone or something, and it's Madonna, you know, like, it's not like Mozart or something, but the chords make that happen to me. I don't think there's anything else that makes that happen to the body. You know, so it's music is just it sometimes really shocks me when, like, so, you know, if I've got friends and stuff and I'll go to the house and I'll suddenly realise they don't listen to music, and I just kind of thought everyone did. I don't think I'm ever at home without either hearing it in my head or, you know, just, you know, because it's always in my head, but then just putting on something from, like, because I like older music, you know, when I was saying earlier, I don't listen to, like, I don't listen to any current bands. I like 70s and 40s, and, you know, I like older music. But, like, I just feel like it needs to be on. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I know completely what you mean. I kind of like doing that, where I try to see why people, like, why it's so important, this music. And with you, I'll be honest again, I don't know what question to ask. But I know what result I want to get. I want to kind of like, I want to get to know how this music grew inside of you. Like, why do you represent music? So please don't take the question literally, but kind of give it a twist.
I mean, the only way I can really describe it for me is that, like, this is probably not even answering the question, but this is the best way I can say it. Like, I've got this thing that I'm always on about that's going to be, like, something to do with our album, which is, like, that we're all breathing history. Like every breath is a moment you'll never repeat. And, like, it's just a phrase that's in my head all the time. And for me, music is like a legacy thing. And, like what we've just said is gone now, forever. That's the past. and like that's gone now. Like everything we do is just gone. Whereas with music, for me, it feels like that's the way that I can leave an indelible mark on Earth in 200 years, unless like music is destroyed. It will still be, there'll be something there. It's like a monument to like what you were and what this time was. So I don't know if that answers that question, but that's how I feel about what's like kind of burning inside of me. It's like it's a need to leave like a legacy, I think.
You're kind of living in a future past then.
That's really weird because I wrote like a manifesto for the new album that's going to be like a kind of thing, and what you just said is almost a line, which is, we are the archaeology of the future's past. And you almost just said that exactly, but that's how I feel about it. Like, like right now we are what the future's people are going to be digging up and discovering, like a time capsule kind of thing. And I just find that fascinating.
So you were very much into history then too, probably, because
I'm not an expert, but I am fascinated by the extreme past. Not just because it freaked me out the other day when somebody said the Titanic was built 100 years ago, and suddenly that made me feel weird, because that always felt like when I was younger, it made you feel like that happened like 50 years. So when you hear 100 years, you're like, wow, that's properly a long time ago. So I do like history, but I kind of like the future's history. I want to know what's going to happen. I'm not going to know because I'll be dead.
Like you're making your history now, because that seems to be very important for you, is to make your mark on history.
I just feel like there's not many kind of careers or there's not many things people can do on Earth that do allow you to leave a legacy. I suppose the only other thing is to have a family, and have kids, and but I'm not doing that, so I think mine is kind of like leaving music. Yeah. And it's a real amazing thing that you can come to a different country and people like stuff that you wrote in your bedroom. It's just so weird. And when we do our own headline shows, or if there's a few fans of ours here, and people sing your lyrics back, it's just an amazing feeling, especially in a different country. Yeah. Because it just, it's just really, really bizarre thing and an amazing feeling. And that kind of feels a bit like you're already starting to leave that legacy. Yeah. So that's quite exciting, yeah.
I understand that. And how free are you with your lyrics? Because, you write them from a certain perspective. Yeah. And what if people interpret them in their own way? How do you feel about that?
I've had a lot of people, write stuff on, forums and stuff saying, oh, this is what this means. And sometimes I'm sitting there going, no, it doesn't, and I want to write. But I kind of think, I don't want to do that, because I like... It is if they can find something in it that maybe I didn't mean, or maybe I did mean I didn't realise, and I like that. I know what it means to me. Yeah. And I've got I always think I've got two different lyrics. There's a couple of songs where it really is just very clearly what it's about. There's literally one song on the first album, there's one song on the new album where it's really to the point of just writing exactly how I feel. It's not dressed up in any metaphors or anything. And I find that the hardest, because it feels like you're being really open and honest, and it's painful. Yeah. But then the rest of my lyrics tend to be, I know what it means, but there's I just love words, and I love the design of words and how they all fit together. And I'll just be like, no one's going to understand what that means. But people do, and it's great because they cut it on to kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah. And so I kind of like that, yeah. I like the fact that what's been great is, especially since this tour, it's really interesting to see, because we've got a small fan base, because we've done one album independently. Yeah. And especially out in Europe, we've actually got more fans than in the UK, which is, cool. But it's really great to see either people like yourself who've just seen us, or there's MCR fans who haven't even seen us yet, but because we've been announced and support have looked into us, and the amount of people that have said, oh, the lyrics, I love the lyrics, and that makes me feel really happy, because it isn't that often that people actually bother to take the time to, you can go on our website and read the first album's lyrics. People have obviously done that, and I love the fact that they commented on it, because that's the thing that I'd love to have every interview being asked about lyrics, because that's what I love, so I like your interview,
Yeah, but I must be honest again. I haven't had the time yet to
you
look
said,
into the lyrics. So I was a bit gutted about that, but I hope that maybe...
You probably think they're rubbish now when you read that.
No, because I know how you are. And
yeah.
I'm a very sentimental person, and I can feel how you are, and I see that on stage.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that the lyrics will also inspire me.
Yeah, that's great. I think something to say about the stage as well is, like, I've seen bands that go up and go kind of crazy, jumping around, and I just can look at them. I don't know if you like this, but I can look at them and go, I don't believe you.
Yes.
Like, it's very much like, this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Whereas I, honestly, with our band, and definitely with my Chem, just watch Ray. It's like, the guy is just having the best time of his life every night. But with our band, it's like I didn't enjoy the London show. And one of the reasons was, like on stage you have your monitors that play you what you're hearing.
Yeah.
It sounds like really ridiculous we say it, but like, so where I stand, I can hear myself, and then you tell the monitor engineer what you like in all the monitors, and in the middle, the big stages, I'd ask for all the music to be in there, so when I walk across to perform to the crowd, I'd be able to hear, because I can't go crazy and be jumping around and playing if I'm not feeling the music. So the reason I didn't like London was, unless I stood right where my amp was, and then I couldn't perform to everyone. I just couldn't hear, which meant I'd be faking it if I was to go over to the side and be like, I'm crazy, like. So for me on stage, it's a real thing of like, I don't have a choice in, if I'm lying on the floor, like, my knees are black at the moment, because I do this thing where I bounce on my knees, and everyone always like, why are you doing that? Well, I can't help it. There's something about playing that just makes me go like, it sends me crazy. I feel it a bit now just talking about it, but yeah, it's not going crazy on you.
Sorry.
That's fine.
No, but that's what's cool. I mean, if there's anything that I want to see in music, is the genuine nature.
Yeah, the honesty and the
yeah, because that's the
so
only,
important.
Yeah, and so many bands miss that. Like I've seen a lot of young bands who seem to think, oh, it's all fake, it's all an industry, they do it for money or fame or blah blah blah. But it's not true. When you look at the genuine bands, it's not. None
of the bands that are playing the big venues, or bands like us that are coming through, who end up playing the big venues. In my opinion, none of the ones I've met, none of them care about fame. I mean,
I know.
That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I'm not denying that I want to sell millions of records because I want everyone to hear my music, but I'm not interested in the fame aspect of it. I love doing things like this, meeting people who like music. That's brilliant, but the fame thing, it's turned into such a comedy.
Yeah.
It's just a comedy, like, especially in the UK. I mean, being famous, all you have to do is just be an idiot. That seems like that's the requirement.
Yeah.
Be an idiot and you can be famous. Just make sure you film it.
Well, I hope those people stick to being an idiot and don't go into music.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that's where they belong.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna have to leave you now. But
that was brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
thank you.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, it's good fun. Sorry about the dressing gown.
Don't worry about it. I mean,
No, you're looking good. I'm in a full dressing gown and a Finnish visor, so...
You know what, next time I'll put on a dressing gown too.
Let's do that, yeah. Next time we're back here, yeah, definitely.
Deal.
Thank you very much. Great, thanks.